Hello people and welcome back to News Review. The JoJo collab continues into its fourth and last week, along with a couple more new cards. If you are a new returning player, I do recommend you check out my new player guide. It will help you better understand what I'm saying in the video. Also, open up the patch notes link in the description if you want to follow along. First off is the highly anticipated Nightmare stage card DIO, and I think this card is supposed to be the main antagonist for Jotaro, and it definitely rivals him in the game as well in terms of how long their skill descriptions end up being. This card is a light demon for his leader skill. He hard limits demons, so you can only have demons in your team. Team attack times 10 and HP conversion times 1.8 with a vampire bias. Vampires, of course, being the collab like antagonist kind of series. Their HP attack recovery time is 2 additionally. The more runestones are dissolved, the higher attack of vampire members increases additionally to the max times 5 for 20 runestones dissolved. So you're encouraged to build a full vampire team, although if you need to, you can borrow demons and they won't be completely helpless. For each light runestone dissolved, common count +1 is the max +5. This is not limited to first batch, so you can stack them and still get your combo boosting. Moving into his team skills, which he has many. First off, for the vampire team skill, the leader is a vampire member and there are only demons in the team. That's the condition. Vampire members damage dealt to human enemies times 2 additionally, and by starting runestone movement with the character runestone of the ultimate DIO, the dark demon one, you get a non-attributed damage of 10 million to all enemies for 4 attacks. Regardless of defense, by starting runestone movement with the character runestone of Cool, Ice, and Cream, a new horror stage card that I'll talk about later, you get a willpower effect, and when you start your movement with DIO and the World, which is this current card, extend movement time by 9 seconds, and 5% of your attack damage on the enemies by this card will be converted to HP recovery to the max you can heal to full. Next up, his team skill for when he is leader and ally. Extend movement time regardlessly by 3 seconds. Vampire members skill CDs -4 after entering the stage. Burning will be nullified, and you also ignore step damage. All runestones have 200% effect of light runestones. The effect of light runestones themselves increases by 100%, so essentially your entire board will have like double the effect because he also turns the whole team into light. By dissolving light runestones, damage will be dealt regardless of initial shield and equal combo shield. Once again, you can stack these and it's perfectly fine. If no hard runestones are dissolved in the first batch, damage received -80%, and upon the skill activation of DIO and the World, which once again is this card, these enemies CDs +1 for activations each wave. I think this is meant to like signify that he's like faster, or he's like stopping time or something. He seems to actually like be usable as a demon leader due to like he actually ignores some stuff and gives you some sort of movement time. And maybe like you could use him probably if you don't have other demon leaders such as Napoleon or Sukuna. Napoleon definitely blows him out of the water still. Sukuna I'm not sure, I haven't used him that much because I have Napoleon myself. Moving on to his active, this is the part where the skill description rivals the length of Jojo from the first week. This card is pretty nuts for how much it does, and therefore how much text will be on the screen is also insane, so I do apologize for that. He actually has a real stand, unlike old Joseph from last week, as well as 2 actives as well. So for his pre-stand actives, the first active skill CD8, enter stand mode CD -8, standard fare. But he gets super damage reduction for 1 round, which I think is something that is really rare in demons. I think the last one that appeared was from the Full Metal Alchemist collab, and that wasn't even labeled as super damage reduction. That was like HP absorption. It wasn't worded the same way, but that was a while ago. And yeah, self-attack times 10 as well. So just the super damage reduction makes this card super unique. For its second active skill, it is CD5, explode heart runestones and runestones of the enemy's attribute to generate enchanted light runestones. 4 and extend movement time by 5 seconds, and the effect of light runestones increases by a further 50%. This active skill kind of sucks right now, but when it transforms, it gets way better. I apologize for the text size here. This skill is just that long. For his post-stand actives, changes both of his actives. their CDs do say the same, I think, unless they don't, but it doesn't even say in the news. For the first active skill, it's the world, for real this time. You have a time tunnel for 9 seconds, and it will not be counted as a round. I think this is once again referencing the actual skill of the character in lore. For 1 round, all runestones can be dissolved singly or in groups of 2 or more in the first batch, which just means that you can dissolve your whole board no matter what. The character launches 30 extra light attacks, as much as 30% of its attack, and other members launch no attack. Very reminiscent of Jojo there. Daggers of 6 types, 1 each for 5 attributes and heart, will appear at 6 random positions, and by dissolving runestones of the same type as the dagger position in the first batch. The more the types are dissolved, the more the effect will be granted. That was extremely confusing. I'm just reading that off the news. So what does that actually mean? That means that 6 positions will appear on the board, and you need to dissolve the corresponding type according to the positions. This will be fine, hopefully, because you have 1 dissolve and you also have time tunnel. Although, you know, you probably want to activate this in conjunction with the second skill so that you do have just runestones of all types on the board, which I'll proceed to talk about next. But quickly over the dagger positions, if you dissolve 2 or more types, the character's attack times 2.5. 3 or more types, he ignores anti-runestone shield, runestone column nullifying, and fixed combo shield. 4 more types, after the character attacks and hits the enemy, stun the enemies for 1 round. And 5 more types, this skill CD -3, which leads me to believe, with that wording, that it doesn't actually reduce the CD of the active skill 2, which, I mean, maybe makes sense for balancing. Speaking of active skill 2, it's called Take My Steamroller. Just saying, that's a very funny name. Explodes the board to generate enchanted runestones of all types of fixed numbers and fixed positions. If the leader is DIO and the world, which is this card, remove all runestones instead. For 1 round after dissolving runestones, the first and second batches of runestones to be dropped will be enchanted light runestones. So just like, you know, essentially how Jojo does with his team skill. And damage received from scorching areas will be converted to HP recovery. Alright. That was a lot. There isn't even anything to compare him to. This is just an insanely unique card that does a lot of stuff that I think is very good. For his fixed board, it looks like this, and you can also see the positions kind of here. In the first row, you can see that that's, I think, a water position. No, that's not even, that's a heart position. Yeah, this is, after seeing this image, I'm like, why do they have to put the daggers like this? This is just highly confusing for where you want to move stuff to, I guess, and create a good board. So yeah, that is why probably your second skill is like mandatory, just so you don't get confused. And even then, 9 seconds isn't that much to move runestones. He also has a Dragonware, which is literally a steamroller. Very cool. This dragon is actually good because for once it has a Dragonware skill that's not about giving the card more attack. By dissolving a light column of 5 runestones below the card, it reduces his CD by 1, allowing the CD to be cycled even faster. Next up is a new horror stage card, Cool Ice and Cream, a dark demon card with an active skill of CD 6. 4 rounds smog and black holes will be nullified. Tap 1 runestone to remove that type of runestone and generate enchanted attribute runestones not of that type. If leader is DIO and the world, which is the card we just talked about, remove all runestones and generate enchanted attribute runestones not of that type. So these types of skills are usually quite good because you essentially select a type and then remove it from the board entirely. I don't think, maybe demons have something like that, but in recent memory, no, and the demon box is kind of garbage, so I'm inclined to think that no, there actually isn't anything like that, making this card also quite unique. For my ranking of the free cards, DIO in the world is actually pretty busted, I think, as a member, just having that much on his active skill. So I put him in the top tier of farming through stamina cans. Cool Ice and Cream, once again, this type of card, it has like great utility. And demons don't have this type of card, I believe, so I put him in mid tier. Moving on to the celebration events, the returning ultimate is Mechanical Keeper of Araz, a water machina that I've never used in my life, so you're good to just clear the stage once and move on. Additionally, the last raid out for JoJo, for the JoJo seal, will be happening right before the collab ends, so be sure to pull if you want to before it's gone. Lastly, there's like some stuff happening with the 11th anniversary and the Taipei game show or whatever, TGS, I think that's what it's called. So if you're going there, you will have a bunch of extra events, but I won't go over that now because that's really not relevant to a lot of people. That's it for this week's news review. Leave a like if you liked it, comment below if you have anything to say to me, and subscribe and like in general. It really helps the channel out, and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!